Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, back with a new Let's Play project! And it's really hard to surprise you guys considering you had to click on the title of the video, so you know it's Let's Play Skies of Arcadia. And we're playing it on the Dreamcast, so I'm playing the original Skies of Arcadia. I do have the DLC add-ons, so it will be as complete a game as possible. So yeah, Skies of Arcadia. Flashing lights and similar effects may be used, so if you have epilepsy, please don't play. That was one of the first times I remember seeing that big of a warning. So, yeah. The age of exploration has dawned upon the world of Arcadia. Brave adventurers set sail across the vast skies in search of treasures untold. And where there is treasure, there will be air pirates. Air pirates. Now, see, there's very little voice acting in this game, so I'm going to be talking over everything. So, I apologize for that, I guess? I don't know. No, there's no reason for me to apologize. This is a fantastic game. It's so freaking stylized. It's amazing. So the whole concept is, it's pirates, but in the air. But they treat it as though it were pirates on sea, so all of the ships look like real naval vessels, except they fly. And just the concept of this is, I thought it was amazing, steampunkish. And even, like, the Vyse, the main character, he has an eye patch. It's not an eye patch, it's just a goggle. Why does he have one goggle? I love it. And the cutscene here shows off everyone. It shows off everything. Giant ships, bad guys, good guys. You can imagine he's a bad guy because he's got fire behind him. Mysterious girl, who's the center of the plotline, kind of the center of the plotline. Various moons. I loved this game. I'm like, okay, this is just amazing. I remember when this came out, right before it came out, several months before, there was actually a demo disc of it, and I played the crap out of this demo. I'm like, just give me the game. So much fun. And what makes this game amazing is that it is a traditional JRPG. You've got traditional JRPG battles, but then you also have epic ship battles like that. There aren't as many in the game as there really need to be, but it's still enough to make you just go, yes, I want this game. So, for those of you who have a Dreamcast, I strongly recommend picking this game up. If you have a GameCube or an original Wii, I strongly recommend picking up Skies of Arcadia Legends. They're pricey, but they're so worth it. Alright, so, just starting off, you have New Game, Continue, and Homepage. I don't have a save file already, but Homepage, this was a big deal. If you went online with your Dreamcast, because, you know, the Dreamcast could do that sort of thing, and you visited the homepage, it would actually unlock the DLC, which is already on the disc. But nowadays that's actually a really hard thing to do because the Dreamcast has a 56K modem built in, and unless you still have, you know, an ISP that provides dial-up, not gonna happen. So you need a broadband adapter, and the broadband adapter is ridiculously expensive nowadays for the Dreamcast. So there are tools, there are VMU tool discs I would suggest if you are playing on the Dreamcast. Download one of those and burn it like you would a bootleg Dreamcast game, and it has the save blocks that would be on your VMU that you need, and you can just pop the disc in, save it from the tool disc onto your VMU, and you can get all of the DLC, because there are a couple of games that actually have DLC on the Dreamcast. That tool disc that I found is invaluable, so if you have a Dreamcast, check that out. So we're going to be starting a new game, obviously, because we're going to be playing it from the beginning to the end. And we have an amazing cutscene. Like I said, I'm gonna be talking over the cutscenes, so it's because there's no voice acting. This game was just right before constant voice acting. There are a couple of voice clips in the game, like Vyse will say things, and then in battle you can have some voice acted attacks. But cutscenes like this, there's mostly gasps and oohs and ahs. So as you can tell by the ominous music, that girl's being followed by people that she probably doesn't want to be followed by. We have Alfonso! And his vice captain, the guy in gold standing next to him. Admiral Alfonso. Fire concussion shells, but avoid hitting directly. So we can, quote, question her. That doesn't sound, you know, rapey at all, does it, Alfonso? Very, very early on, you're going to really dislike Alfonso. Like, there's... You're gonna learn to hate Alfonso within probably the first hour of the game, if that. So, yeah. So, this one ship fired on this other very tiny vessel. So it's a full-size battleship. This looks just like, you know, a jet ski sort of thing. It's really weird because you have to relate everything to more nautical terms, even though it's airships. So... And she's been taken aboard. Oh, that doesn't sound good, does it? And that's one thing we can tell about Alfonso. All he cares about is money. Lower hull's been hit. Someone set us up the bomb. Main screen turn on. Who would dare attack the vessel of the Imperial Armada? Air pirates. How are you, gentlemen? You have no chance to survive. Make your time. Oh, I didn't really think a zero-wing joke would fit so well, but it sadly does. So we have an old-school style mast ship versus what looks like a more modern battleship. That gives you some clue as to what the Empire is like versus the rest of the world. And we've got Vyse jumping off the crow's nest and boarding the enemy. Air pirate scum! Yeah, we know. I love this. Vyse is just like the most badass. Of course I know. You have the best stuff.
Hey.
See, like the hey. Vyse of the Blue Rogues. And we have Aika, Vyse's childhood friend. And I'm not sure if love interest, I could never get that. We're going to talk a lot about that as the game progresses. So, yeah. And we have a battle! This game is notorious for its random battles, so I'm going to be cutting out a lot of random battles. It's not like Albert Odyssey bad, but it's close. So if you've watched my Albert Odyssey Let's Play, you'd know that game would be probably a third of its length if I cut out the random battles. Alright, so we have battle, we have run, which we can't do. We have items, guard, attack, special move, magic, and focus. We can't do magic either because Vyse doesn't have a spell. And we have camera control, which we can look around and see. Vyse has a red sword, and Aika has a green boomerang, but we can actually press buttons to change that. So Vyse can have a green sword or red, because those are the two elements we have, and I'll get into that in a fair bit. Battle basics. The green bar above us is the spirit gauge, which is a really unique party mechanic that allows for budgeting of attack types. Like, I can't just have everyone do special attacks, because I have to have the spirit gauge to let everyone do that. Same goes for magic. Anything that is not an item or a regular attack consumes the spirit gauge. And as you can see, it builds up over time. So, like, Vyse's base attack, or base special move, Cutlass Fury, requires 7, so I can't do that now. Well, we could focus, and that would take a character's turn to add spirit to the spirit gauge. You can guard, which will give you a defense bonus, or I can just attack. Attacking early on in the game is really it. The battle system gets kind of interesting as more things open up, but those are the basics. So, It's good for an introduction.
That was easy.
And Vyse with his cutlass and his offhand knife, which is all reminds me of Strider Hiru's sword. So, and I will get into the experience and the magic experience probably a little later when it's a little more in depth. There's no point in resisting. Throw down your weapons and hand over your ship. No. What the two of you think you can do against the five of... Well, we just took out 2 guys. Oh. Well. I think you miscounted. Because I shot you. And that's Dine, Vyse's dad. Also, captain of the Albatross. Which is the ship that we're on. Or their ship, I guess. And when we get we're out here, it's captain, not dad. Well, fine. And Vyse is like, yeah, I don't care. You're my dad. Let's go find the bridge!
Let's go!
We'll go introduce ourselves to the captain and take over his ship. Because we're pirates. Alright, so now we have control of the game and we have a mini-map! And we have control. And we have a treasure chest here. Open the treasure chest. And Sacred crystals. Sacred is healing. And as you can see, the mini-map kind of gives you an idea of where you can go. And it also chronicles where you've been. So that is actually a very helpful feature. And cutscene. Well, rather dialogue. We run into Alfonso, captain of the ship. We see how twatish he is. Alfonso, cherished son of Valua's most distinguished family. Don't care. That just means we could ransom you. Lowlives such as yourselves would never be able to bask in such greatness. Oh, let's just... And Vyse is, yeah. Don't care. Someone of your stature would stoop to kidnapping. Ooh, Vyse just has... He's got a rapier wit for not actually using a rapier.
Dispose of them.
And he has the crappiest voice actor on the planet. Dispose of them. Alright, so we have another fight. Because, you know, I'm not going to cut out all of the fights, especially some of the ones here in the beginning that give you a little bit of a idea of what the system is like. So, it's our first fight against 4 of these guys. You know, on the bridge, we could have taken out, you know... Apparently 5 was an issue. So, 2 of these guys are ridiculously crappy. The other 2 actually have, you know, some HP. And as you can see, when you're not actually actively fighting, people are running around acting like they're fighting, like it's some sort of like big melee on a ship, or it's that little detail. But as you can also, oh, are these not the ones that? Apparently not. Apparently these guys are all just crap. So, yeah, I was expecting a slightly stronger fight. Yes, Aika, that was fun. And not quite a level up yet. And we got a Sacred crystal from the battle. Fantastic. Alright, so we're gonna go over here, and there's another treasure chest right here. Recovered Sacred crystal. So we actually got 2 of those. So we actually have 4 now. So if we bring up the items... Items, Sacred crystal times 4. So that was actually kind of a confusing thing early on. Some people thought that was, you know, the number you had. No, if you open up a treasure chest like that, it's the number you get. So that's a thing. So yeah, stats, everything. I'm going to be getting into a lot of this as the game progresses. In the meantime, let's go rescue that girl, because that's Vyse's personality. Let's go rescue girls. How did you defeat my soul? Oh, they were easy. If you want my ship that badly, you can have it. I'll get another. And they're going to go through the door, which means we're going to follow them through the door. because that's what we do. And there's a random fight, so I'll edit this one out. Actually, no, I won't edit this one out because I'm going to level off this fight, and I know that. So, yeah. So I think these are the guys. Yeah, the guys with the swords are probably the higher-end versions. They'll take attacks from both of my people. But as you can also see, range isn't really an issue. Like, you can run up to them and attack them, or everyone has a long-range attack where, like, they can shoot energy out of their swords. It's kind of cool. I'm a fan of the positioning of this game. It's not required. Like, AoEs will attack, you know, everyone, or you either have everyone attacks or single target attacks. It's not like Grandia where you have a certain section of the battlefield. And a critical hit! Not gonna happen to me, Billy. We're going to take you down. And it doesn't matter because whoever hits him first is gonna kill him because he's crap. Because he's got a little baton. So, okay, experience. You get experience for killing bad guys, as we can see here on this screen. Level 1, we got 2 experience, 1 magic experience. So that 2 was enough to level both Vyse and Aika up, and they have stat increases. And then the magic experience is going to work a little differently. As you can see, we had red and green, and both people learn from red and green. They will get the base experience for that, so both people will get 1 magic experience. But whoever had that weapon color equipped will get more experience. I believe it's double. I don't quite remember. I'll have to actually look into that because it's been a while since I've actually seen larger numbers. So it kind of pays if you want to learn, and since magic is of specific colors, it would kind of be beneficial for people to learn specific things. Like, everyone should learn Sacri and the green spells. That way everyone has access to healing. But if you wanted to make it more specialized, you can have a healer, or you can have someone directed to, like, the red is fire-based magic, so you can have fire-based, and each color is elemental with some attacks and status effects related to that element. So you can have specializations, or you can have everyone be a jack of all trades. It all depends on how you want to do it. And I'll be making those decisions as to what I'm going to be doing as the game progresses. Right now I've got Vyse on red and Aika on green. I'll probably put Vyse on green and Aika on red now that Aika's learned Sacri. Try to speed things up a little bit. And it's now sunrise, as we saw on walking down the ladder. The sun is up and visibility's good. Preparations for your escape have been completed. Finished my preparations as well. To dispose of a traitor? What are you doing? I can't tell the Empress that I lost my ship to air pirates in a fair fight. I'm gonna need a scapegoat. To keep my glorious reputation from being tarnished, you must be sacrificed. So to keep his status, he's gonna kill an innocent person because he's incompetent. And so he throws his vice captain overboard. But Empress, my own vice captain betrayed us and allowed the air pirates on board. So I killed him, but I didn't beat the air pirates. So yeah, like I said, within the first hour you're going to see how much of a twat Alfonso is. And Vyse is now pissed. Now that we've taken control of your ship, we're going to take the girl, and I'm going to kill you. Vyse is very, he has a strange code of honor for being a pirate. And we get to meet Antonio, which is the first boss fight. which I think I'll end it in the fight, because that's going to be a fun fight to deal with. So let's get into the fight with Antonio, the War Beast. I was going to leave him here, you know, to be taken over by you, but no, we're going to have, he's going to fight you. And the fight. And so yeah, like I said, I'll probably end this here, because this fight, it's going to take a couple of minutes, and then we've got a lot of dialogue afterwards. So stay tuned for more Skies of Arcadia. I'll see you guys in the next installment. So till then, later everyone.